Hey, what's up everyone? Sam here. So sharks have been around for over 400 million years. In that time, they have become one of the world's most efficient predators. Experts agree that sharks don't actually view humans as a natural prey. However, when they spot a person splashing about in water, they can easily confuse them for a sea lion, for example, and go in for the kill. This is why on rare occasions, sharks do attack humans, but usually let them go once they taste their flesh. However, some researchers are now starting to wonder if sharks are developing a taste for human meat. So in this list, I'll be showing you 5 of the worst shark attacks. And as always, I'd like to give a big shout out to viewers Leon Napier and Jack McCauley for suggesting this video. Number 5. Todd Endris. This is a truly remarkable story. In 2007, Todd Endris was surfing by Marina State Beach in California when disaster struck. A great white shark, one of the most feared and powerful sharks, went in for an attack. The shark bit into Todd's torso and right leg, ripping off a large amount of flesh and muscle. His right leg was said to be mauled to the bone. It wasn't looking good for Todd, and the shark was persistent in its attack and wouldn't let Todd go. That was until help arrived. The help weren't from humans though. It was a few brave dolphins that fought off the shark. The dolphins formed a ring around the badly injured Todd and helped him get to shore, where he was rushed to hospital and treated for his injury. Amazingly, Todd survived to tell the tale, and he owes his life to those dolphins. Number 4. David Linenfeld. In 2013, 20-year-old champion bodyboarder David Linenfeld died from a great white shark attack. David, along with friends and family, were out in the water off the coast of South Africa. The area they were in was deemed as safe, as there wasn't any recorded shark activity for well over a decade. However, a few days prior, Nat Geo was filming a show called Sharkmen in the same area. In order to attract the sharks, they dumped tons of bait into the water. This meant the area now had a lot of shark activity. David was out in the water when onlookers spotted a shark nearby. They screamed to alert David, but he didn't hear them. The shark bit off David's leg and pulled him under. As blood filled the water, onlookers stood helplessly as they witnessed a terrifying attack. His body washed up onto the rocks, and his father and brother sat by his lifeless body until emergency services arrived. Many blame Nat Geo for the attack, as it was their actions that attracted sharks into the area. Number 3. Henry Borse. In 1964, Henry Borse and some buddies were swimming with seals off the coast of Australia. Out of nowhere, a great white shark came from underneath and bit his leg clean off. Interestingly, this attack was the first ever shark attack caught on camera. His buddies heard his screams and spotted his leg floating in the water. They quickly helped him on board their ship, where the full extent of his injuries became clear. In the video, you can clearly see Henry in agony while his left leg has been bit off clean. His friends quickly radioed for help and also told the emergency services his blood type. Henry lives to tell the tale despite all the odds, and recalls punching and gorging the eyes of the shark in a desperate attempt to get free. Number 2. Elio Canestri. Only last year, one of the saddest shark attacks in recent times occurred. Elio Canestri was a 13-year-old up-and-coming surfer with a love and passion for the sport. Last year, he decided to spend a day surfing off the coast of the French island Réunion. He told his mother he will be careful and won't surf if there's no security. His father also said that he was a very careful and responsible surfer who understood the risks. However, that day, disaster struck. A shark picked him out as its prey from a group of 6 and struck him from below, knocking him off his board. Witnesses described the shark biting into Elio's body and throwing him about in the water. His right arm, right leg and a chunk of his stomach was ripped off before the shark dragged him out to sea. Rescue boats rushed out to help, but by then it was already too late. The attack was so brutal that witnesses had to be treated for trauma. He is remembered by many as a happy boy who was always smiling and had a very bright future ahead. Number 1. USS Indianapolis. This incident is widely regarded as the worst shark attack in history. In 1945, the USS Indianapolis was struck by Japanese torpedoes. The ship was sinking, and out of the 1,196 men on board, 900 managed to make it into the water alive. However, over the next few days, their ordeal would only get worse. Being stuck in the ocean with no food or drinking water is bad enough. Many of the men were dying dying from no food and water when a large amount of oceanic white-tip sharks started swarming them. At first the sharks were feeding off the dead bodies, but as time went on they started developing a taste for human flesh. They started feeding off the live sailors, and the men had nowhere to go for safety. They were floating meals for the sharks, and for days more and more were eaten alive. After 4 days of hell, rescue finally arrived. Out of the 900 men who survived the initial torpedo attack, only 317 remained. Thank you for watching, and until next time, feed your mind.